What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? Welcome to the show. Thank you for being here with me on a Friday night, hanging out with the KaveMan. First thing, if you can see me well, make sure you put a thumbs up in the chat. If you can hear me well, then I want you to smash the like button on the video. Let's hit that like button. Let's give me thumbs up in the chat, and let's make sure, I'm gonna go check the chat and make sure that everything is good before we even start. I already see the thumbs up. Thank you. Appreciate you guys for hooking me up. So, welcome to everybody. Appreciate you guys being here. It's gonna be fun tonight. I got a really cool topic. I wanna really explain it to you guys really well. Then after the topic, we're gonna get into some Q&A that I know all you guys love the Q&A. We're gonna have fun with the Q&A. And after the Q&A, we're gonna have a live free giveaway. So make sure you stick around to the end of the stream so you can win in the giveaway. By the way, in case you don't know, sticking around during the stream helps you enter the giveaway. Some of you guys know that already, some of you don't. So just stick around, check it out. Okay, so very first thing I wanna do, thank you for watching this replay right now. I'm sorry that you weren't able to catch the live, but I'm super thankful that you're catching the replay. If you are, make sure that you post hashtag replay squad in the comments so that I can thank you correctly, all right? For everybody else that got here super early, you guys know I love it when you guys get here early and are in the chat. So I gotta scroll up to the top. My man Eric is #1 in the chat from Wisconsin, is in the building. Cho Martin from Pennsylvania is here. That guy Mike is here in the building. That's a member right there, that guy Mike. Glad you're here, bro. Junior Torres is here. Zaytu Jiggy is here. Daniel's here. From Dallas, Texas is in the house. Michelle Johnson is here. I see you, T. Vasquez. T. Vasquez is excited. I'm excited too. Can you tell? Who else is here? Bernardo Turner from San Diego, California. The 619 is in the building. I like that. My man John, Los Angeles Cichlid is here. Smitty Lamar is here. Y-Core from Florida. Kenneth Dungy is here. Short One is here. Short One's from Maryland. Michelle from Boston is here. Okay, let's go. Who else? Christopher loves KaveMan and the Aquarium channel. I love you too, Christopher. Appreciate you, bro. Magical Mango's here. Tampa, Florida's in the building. Who else? Christopher Anthony from London. London is here watching the stream. I appreciate you, bro. Okay, you early birds, I love you guys. Thank you for getting here. Let's get cracking. We're gonna start with the topic right off the bat, guys. The first thing I wanna do before I get with this topic, I do wanna get rid of this because I don't like this here the whole time. Okay, here we go, guys. The topic is about nitrates and how sneaky these nitrates can be. And there's a reason why I call them sneaky, because I think that a lot of us forget to think about nitrates in this way that I'm going to explain to you guys tonight. So when we start our aquariums, when we get started in a brand new tank, or even the very first time starting the hobby and we get into our aquariums, we tend to go crazy with our water testing, right? We test all the time. We test for everything. Once we learn the nitrogen cycle and we know about ammonia, nitrite, and nitrate, we're testing all the time, right? Myself included. I remember I was like totally OCD with it, and I was testing like every day, making sure this level or that everything was correct. What ends up happening with time as we progress and get a little bit more experience is that we tend to stop testing as much, but then we only test for nitrates, right? And the reason why we only test for nitrates is because we're trying to keep track of how fast our nitrates are rising, so we know when and how big of water changes to do to keep our tank clean. We all should know this by now, that water changes is what's removing the nitrates from our tank, among a few other things, but mainly water changes. Now, with a little bit more time that passes, we also end up not even testing for nitrate anymore either, myself included. I've gotten to a point where I feel I understand my tank completely. I know exactly what's going on in my tank. I have a set scheduled water change cleaning schedule. I stick to that schedule. I honor that schedule. I don't miss it at all. So I feel like I don't even need to test anymore, not even for the nitrates, because I already know when I'm supposed to do my water change, right? For those of you that don't know, I do 80% water changes on both those big tanks back there every week. I do those weekly. So I stopped testing. And I think that most of us in the hobby, we kind of do the same thing. We kind of get complacent. We feel like we already know what's going on in the tank, and we have our schedule set, and we're not going to skip it, so we're good, right? Here's what happens, guys. This is what I'm talking to you guys about sneaky nitrates. I'm going to give you guys a hypothetical scenario right now that I want you guys to work with me, okay? Don't hold me to the numbers and all the details and everything. We're going to talk about a hypothetical situation, totally theoretical, okay? Let's say that we start a brand new tank and we got water in it and we got fish in it and everything is great. The tank is cycled, you know, everything is just nice and clean and ready to go from day one. Let's just say, we're just saying theoretically, right? That tank, theoretically, we're going to say has 0 nitrates in it right now at the moment in its current state. Okay? Here's what happens now. When that first day starts and you're at 0 nitrates because it's just started, even though, you know, guys, you know what I'm saying, guys, right? That's not really possible, but you know what I'm saying. Let's say that a week goes by, and during that week, the bioload in your tank, meaning the amount of fish you have, the amount of decor you have, the amount of feeding that you feed the tank, how often, how much food is being left in the tank, whatever it is that contributes to your bioload, I'm just going to use the term bioload, right? After that week, your bioload in that tank produced, let's say, 40 parts per million of nitrates. So now you're at the end of the week and you're ready to do your water change because we all know the general number in the hobby is about 40 parts per million of nitrates. So you go ahead to do your water change at the end of the week and you decide to do a 50% water change. So the way that we reduce these nitrates in our tank is basically by diluting the nitrates in the water volume of the tank. So if we take out 50% of the water, that 50% that stays in the tank still has that 40 parts per million of nitrate. Okay? You guys following me? Now, when we add the new water back into the tank, the new 50% of water back into the tank, we're basically increasing the water volume, which dilutes those nitrates, and then we end up with 20 parts per million of nitrates. Okay? We cut it in half because we did a 50% water change. Now, here's the kicker. Now, after your water change, beginning of the new week, we're starting the new week at 20 parts per million of nitrate in the tank. When the week before, with our brand new tank, we had 0. Now we got 20. Okay, keep following. Another whole week goes by, nothing changes, same fish, same feeding, same bioload. That bioload is still going to produce the same 40 parts per million that it produced the week before. But this week, we're starting with 20 parts per million. So at the end of the week, when you go to do your water change, now you've got 60 parts per million in your tank, right? Okay, no problem. You go ahead and you do your 50% water change. You take 50% of the water out. 60 parts per million is still in the bottom 50%. You add new water in. You just diluted it to 30 parts per million of nitrates. And now you start the next new week at 30 parts per million of nitrates. I think some of you are probably following where I'm going with this by now, right? So new week, 30 parts per million of nitrates. A week goes by, your bioload produces 40 parts again. End of the week, you're now at 70 parts per million. 50% water change, you dropped it down to 35 parts per million. Now in this new week, you're starting at 35. Okay, I think I'm beating a dead horse at this point. My point is, even if we stick to our holy grail schedule, if we got the best water change schedule in the world, every week you're starting at a higher nitrate level every single week. And eventually, if you continue down that same path of the exact same water change, eventually those nitrates are going to reach very dangerous levels because you're always starting every new week with more nitrates. Unless of course, you're doing 100% water changes, which I don't think anybody's doing in this hobby. Some people maybe with certain fish, but most of us in the hobby are not doing 100% water changes. Even myself, that I do 80% water changes, very big water changes, it's still leaving that 20% of water in the tank still has nitrates in it. And every week, that 20% of water has more nitrates in it. So if we just continue down that path, what's going to end up happening, similar to something that we call old tank syndrome, right? It's not really old tank syndrome, but it could be if you think about it in that way. Because you would say, hey, I'm doing my maintenance religiously every week. I don't miss a thing. And all of a sudden, I don't know, 6 months go by, a year go by, and all of a sudden, my fish start to get disease, right? They start to get cloudy eyed. They start looking stressed. And when a fish starts looking stressed out because those high nitrates are in the tank that they're not accustomed to, some fish will get stressed before others. And then the stronger fish can pick up on those weak fish and start bullying them and make them even more weaker, more stressed out, susceptible to even more disease. And you're like, what's going on in my tank? Why are my fish starting to get sick and starting to die? I do my water changes every week. And it's because we got complacent and we stopped testing our nitrates. We're not even testing it because we're just doing our scheduled maintenance. But this is what happens if you allow this to go for too long. So my point is that occasionally, as aquarium hobbyists, even if we are very loyal to our scheduled water changes, occasionally we need to throw in an extra water change here and there. If you do weekly water changes, maybe every other month or every 2 months or something like that, you got to throw in a mid-week water change. You got to do 2 water changes that week to bring those nitrate levels back down to safe levels. If you do water changes once a month, then you might want to throw in a water change in 2 weeks and then do your monthly. So you get 2 a month occasionally, because this is the only way to truly keep those nitrate levels down before they get so high that we're not even realizing that the nitrates are that high, because we're thinking, oh, we're doing our water changes, everything is great, but it's really not. So I thought that was something really cool to think about. You guys let me know what you guys think. If you ever even thought about this at all. This came to me like not too long ago, and I was like, wait a minute, I'm doing these big water changes, but a few weeks ago when I did the CKM Matrix video, and I went into the store and I was testing my water with the digital, I forget what it's called. It's a digital reader that spins your water in there and it gives you a digital readout, super duper accurate. That's what got me always thinking, like, that's what began my thinking of, well, you know, I did my water change here and there. Why are my nitrates like this, like that? So that is what's happening in our tanks if we just stick to our regular scheduled water change and never throw in that extra one. That makes sense, guys? Hopefully that makes sense. Okay. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that topic. The next thing I want to do right after the topic is let you guys know about the giveaway that we're having at the end. The giveaway, the way you enter the giveaway, the free giveaway, is by staying here in the stream and accumulating your points. How do you accumulate points? I got you guys covered right here. Your points, every 5 minutes that you're here in the stream with us, you're getting 5 points. Every time you chat in the comment, in the chat box, every time you comment, you get 2 points. If you super chat, you get 10 points. If you subscribe, you get 15. And if you join the membership, you get 20 points. And all of these points, whether you enter the giveaway or not, whether you win the giveaway or not, the points accumulate and they roll over into the next live stream. So you can just keep on building up all your points until one day you decide to use them or not. Totally up to you. Now, how do you join the membership? I got you guys covered right here too. Boom. With the membership, we got 3 tiers: Lil Fry, Studs, and Tank Boss, with Tank Boss being the biggest tier, where we do live, members-only live streams 2 times a week, just like this, right? But it's a smaller group of us, only the members, and I get to be super detailed, answer every single question. We have a lot of fun, so check it out. It's one of the best ways to support the channel if you wanted to support. What's next? Also, last but not least, if you're having problems with cloudy water, I've got you covered. Make sure you get that book, and it's going to take care of all of your problems. You will not be disappointed. I guarantee it with a 30-day money-back guarantee. I swear to you, I lie to you not. I have not refunded a single book since its launch. The day I refund the book, I promise to come on the live stream and let you guys know. But as of yet, I have not refunded a single book. Check it out. It's going to help you out. Okay? Now, guys, do we know what time it is? Do we know what time it is? It's Q&A time, guys. Let's do it. Let's have some fun. Start asking some questions, and I will do my best to answer them to the best of my abilities. I do not know everything in the hobby, not by a long shot, but if I can help you, I promise that I will try. Okay. Who's that? That guy Mike says, tempted to buy the book, Kev. Very tempted. Bro, just pull the trigger, bro. $5 for the ebook, $15 for the paperback, and you won't be sorry. Trust me. Kevin Barnes says, I got the book. Very helpful. Thank you, Kevin. Appreciate you letting everybody know. James Anderson, y'all sleeping if you're not subscribed to the Tank Balls. Look at my guys. No, these guys, I'm only, my members are here. I appreciate you guys. They're letting you guys know about the Tank Balls membership. Let me see. I see S. Bishop says freshwater dips. Always when adding new? No, you don't need to always do dips when you add new fish. That's not necessary. A regular quarantine is fine. I like to use now my new, the QC is what I call it, the quarantine couple, which is Paragard and Metroplex, and that usually does the trick. Stephanie S is here with her 6-month badge. She's been a member of a Tank Boss member for 6 months. Thank you, Stephanie. I appreciate you. The membership is the best thing I've ever subscribed to. If you're reading this, do it. Guys, that's an applause for Stephanie right there. That's the wrong one. I always press the wrong one. This is the applause for Stephanie. All right. Hopefully you guys heard that. I don't know. I can't hear anything. Fishtachio says, how many tanks do you have at your house? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tanks. 5 tanks, but 2 of them are hospital quarantine tanks, so they don't really count. So I got you guys. That was a great segue for this. I got the 210 right here, right behind me, the African cichlid tank. I got the 150 discus tank on the other side of me. And on the back side of this camera is my 75-gallon tank that you guys cannot see because it's behind the camera. But those are my main tanks that I got going on. James Anderson says, can I add clarity when cycling a new tank? You can, but I don't think you really need it. You don't really need clarity. You don't need any kind of water clarity products while you're cycling. You're most likely going to get a bacterial bloom, very normal to happen, and you're going to get a cloudy tank. Totally normal and nothing to worry about. It's better to just wait it out without adding a whole bunch of other stuff right now. Let the tank cycle and then get into water quality stuff, water clarity stuff. That guy Mike says, facts. The membership is legit, and it's the only YouTube channel I'm a member of. Just saying. He's just saying, guys. That's that guy Mike. That's his opinion, not mine. F3R Rude finally made it. Welcome, bro. Glad you're here. A Coop is already checking his points. I see the bot is working, so that's good. Did I mention that, guys? Yes, there's a way for you guys to check your points. I forgot to mention that. Let me mention that real quick. The way that you check your points at the bottom of the screen is by typing exclamation point points, and you will see the bot will let you know how many points you've accumulated throughout the stream. Okay, guys? Let's go here. Junior says, how long do I keep my African cichlids that was holding Fry by herself? If she's still holding them and you didn't strip her, just wait for her to spit them. If you did want to strip her and take the eggs out of her mouth, then you can put her back in the tank immediately right after stripping her. No need to keep her separated. I see Ivan just joined the membership with his little Fry. Thank you, Ivan. Appreciate you, bro. Courtney Helm says, how often do you tank water wash your sponge filters? So that's a great question, Courtney. Now that my tanks are pretty much established, all of my tanks are established, I have no need, no reason to worry about the cycle in any of my tanks. Now, when I do my filter cleanings, I clean all of my sponges with tap water. I'm not even worried about the chlorine. I'm not worried about losing any bacteria in the sponges because I know that most of my bacteria is on my biomedia, on the biomedia and inside the tank. Okay, so when I do now a really quick clean of my filters, it's not necessary for me to clean the sponges in tank water anymore for me because my tanks are disestablished. With that being said, if you got a young tank, a brand new tank, and you're going through the cycle or you just recently cycled the tank, then you are gonna want to clean your sponges in tank water because for you want to preserve all of the bacteria that you possibly can to avoid any kind of ammonia spikes. That's where it differs a little bit there. Great question. I think her name was Courtney. You're gone, so I can't see you anymore. The chat is rolling. I love it. James Anderson says, once I reach 40 parts per million of nitrates, that means my tank is cycled? Not necessarily. When you know your tank is cycled is when you have 0 ammonia and 0 nitrites. You may reach 40 parts per million of nitrate before you zeroed out those 2 other things, which is an indication that it's probably time to do a water change. You can do a water change, get those nitrates out of there. But if you still got ammonia and nitrite, it's still not cycled yet. If you're doing the prime and stability method of cycling your tank, you want to continue dosing those daily until you reach 0 and 0. That's how you know your tank is cycled. I see S. Bishop says, I still do sponges in tank water. So you see some people still do it. James Anderson, if I use a media block from a trusted source, how long do I keep it in my tank when doing fish in cycle? And how will I know my tank is cycled? So another great question. You're going to know your tank is cycled. Like I just said, 0 and 0 for ammonia and nitrite. If you're using a seeded media source, your tank can possibly be cycled immediately. If that seeded media has enough bacteria on it to handle your current bioload in your tank is cycled. It's cycled immediately. You already have the bacteria that's going to convert the ammonia into nitrite. Now, if your bioload is more, larger, heavier than the current bacteria can handle, you may still have a little bit of ammonia and nitrate in your tank, because now that bacteria needs to reproduce to handle the extra ammonia that it can't handle because it's not enough. But using seeded media is absolutely the best way. If you can get your hands on it, that's the quickest, fastest, best, safest way to cycle your tank, because you're basically using the bacteria from one tank, putting it in another, and that bacteria is going to convert the ammonia into nitrite for you. Great question. I'm gonna try switching this up every time I have a new question, if I don't forget. Let me see. I see Ketono number 1. Ketono number 1 says, out of electricity for the 12th day now. Should I be worried about fish safety without pump and surface agitation in a heavy planted tank? Like really heavy planted. You definitely need surface agitation, right? That's going to help. But I'm not big on plants. I don't have a lot of plants and I don't have a lot of experience with plants. But from what I gather, plants are also helping to oxygenate the water, if I'm not mistaken. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. But still, even though you have a lot of plants that possibly may be helping with the oxygen, you want to try to figure out a way to get that surface agitation somehow, some way. You can buy a battery-powered air pump and drop an air stone in your tank and let the battery run that air stone and put some oxygen in the tank. If you're on 12 days and you haven't lost any fish, you're doing really well, because 12 days normally does. It's got to be your plants that is keeping your fish alive and keeping the water oxygenated. But I would still find some kind of battery backup, man, and get some surface agitation in there for real. Tater says, do you get algae in your tanks? If so, how do you deal with it? I don't really get that much algae in my tanks at all. Let me switch. Basically because I do everything else correctly to avoid algae, right? I don't overfeed, so there's not a bunch of excess food in the tanks. I don't keep my lights on for too long, only 8 hours or less, which are both those things are food for algae. Phosphates and nitrates and light is what algae thrives on. That's what they feed on, and that's why they grow. So because I don't do any of those things, I get very little algae growth. Now, to combat that very little bit of algae growth, what else I have? I got 2 plecos in my African tank. I got 2 plecos in the discus tank, and I got a pleco in the 75-gallon behind me too. Those plecos will devour that algae and keep your tank super nice, super clean, and nothing to worry about. That's how I keep my tanks algae free. Let's see. F3 are rude. Been watching all your vids for cleaning, feeding. One question, how long do you wait to clean your FX6? So this is a tough question because that is dependent on your tank and on your bioload, and everything is going to be different. If you're asking me specifically, for my African cichlid tank, I don't clean my filters for like 6 months plus. Like a full cleaning, more than 6 months, I don't go into those filters. I take that back. I do go into the filters to replace the fine mechanical media and my Purigen bags at the top of the filters. I go in there. I try to do it every 30 to 45 days. But as far as a deep cleaning and cleaning out the whole entire filter, pulling all the trays out, 6 months plus, I don't go in there because you don't really need to. But that's my bioload, and I've got a really heavy bioload. So if your bioload is not as heavy as mine, if you don't have as many fish as mine, you could probably go way longer than that. The FX6 is a beast. Ronaldo says canister filter a good idea for 70. Oh, where'd it go? I lost it. Okay, I'm hoping that my moderators are here because I see some spam going on in the chat. Hopefully there's at least one moderator here to take care of that. And I had the question and I lost it. Sorry, it jumped. Tisha says, how do I get rid of all my nitrates in my tank? I've done water changes and it's not working. Tisha, you probably missed the topic at the beginning of the stream, but the topic was about how to remove the nitrates with water changes. Maybe you're not doing big enough water changes. Maybe you're not doing them as frequently as you need to because it's all based on your bioload. You may also be overfeeding. If there's a lot of uneaten food in your tank, that's going to contribute to the nitrate levels in your tank. If you're not cleaning your filters out properly and keeping your tank, vacuuming your tank from keeping a lot of detritus, waste, poop from building up, that's going to contribute a lot to your nitrates. So there's a lot of factors involved with your nitrates accumulating in your tank. And if water changes aren't fixing it, it's because you're not doing enough of them or you're not doing them big enough. S. Bishop says he has a solar powered power pack on standby just in case. Always great to have. And if you don't have that, a generator will be just fine. If you guys got a generator, that's always going to work in case you got a power outage. If you don't have a generator, you want to go with some kind of battery operated thing. Cho Martin says, what are the main chemicals I need for my tank and also quarantine tank? I'm getting ready to get started and I don't think I need 100 different bottles. Great show, man. Thank you. So when you talk about chemicals that you need for your tank and a quarantine tank, so I'm assuming you're starting a new tank, Cho Martin. And for a new tank, you're going to want to get it cycled. And the best way to cycle it with the chemicals is Cichem Prime and Cichem Stability. Again, if you don't have seeded media, most beginners that start out in this hobby with their very first tank are not going to have seeded media. A lot of us are kind of like, we're the only hobbyists in our family, in our circle. That happens a lot, very frequently. So most of us don't have any place to get seeded media. So the chemicals that you're going to want, Cichem Prime, Cichem Stability, dose those every day. That's going to get your tank cycled. If you want more details on that, you got to look up, search YouTube for KaveMan, cycle your tank, KaveMan add fish on the same day. I got a great detailed video on that. Check it out. Robin Brentnail says, you saved all my fish. Thank you very much. Following your vids to the T, and they are doing great. Thank you, Robin. I'm glad that I could help. Appreciate you for sharing that. Scuba Steve is in the building. Mods, get them. I don't know. I guess I don't have any mods here because that stuff is still there. Fernando says, I had 9 fish and 6 died in the past 3 months. Okay. I did everything: clean tank, prime, stability, heater, water maker. I guess you meant wave maker, bubble wand, and feed every 2 days. What can I do for my future fishes? So that's not enough information, Fernando. The very first thing that you should have talked about were your water parameters. If your water parameters are not in check, ammonia, nitrate, pH, temperature, stuff like that, those are all potential reasons why your fish could die. And I noticed you didn't mention a single one of those. Prime, stability, heater, wave maker, bubble wand. So you didn't mention nothing about the water. The water is key, bro. That's the very first thing you got to focus on. Make sure that is correct. Everything else is secondary. So fix that first. Make sure everything is good there. Adam says, I can't check my points. I don't know why, bro. Try exclamation point points. Let me scroll to the bottom and see what's happening here. Okay, I see some super chats that didn't even show me anything. $1 from James. That's a super sticker. Thank you, James. I think that's a super sticker. 99 cents from Jeep. JSXR. I think that's a sticker. I wonder why it's not posting up to the top. I don't know. Maybe this thing is glitching. Who knows? Let me see who I'm up to. I see Stephanie S. Chemicals stress out the fish. Only use chemicals if needed. That's very true. Chemicals and medications, all of them stress fish out. Michelle with the master. Did that work, Michelle? Yes, it did. I see it. Great. Cool. Glad that worked for you, Michelle. V4 Rollvin925. How come my Oscar hesitant to eat from the top of the tank and spaz every time I leave the corner of the tank? Because Oscars are weird like that, bro. Oscars are super, they have tons of personality. Some of them are weird. Some of them get grumpy. Some of them do weird stuff like that. It's probably nothing to worry about, tell you the truth. Official Dodo says, what should I do if my tap water has too much nitrates? That's a super duper good question. And you know what? I forgot to mention that in the beginning of the topic when we were talking about adding new water in and assuming that our new water has 0 nitrates. That doesn't happen all the time. There's plenty of people out there that their tap water, their source water, does have some nitrates in it. So on top of the whole analogy that I was saying about adding brand new water in, you also have to factor in that your source water might also have nitrates in it. So your new water is also adding nitrates to the tank. So anyway, back to your question. I lost you, so I don't remember who asked it because the chat is moving on me. But I remember the question. If your nitrates are too high, the only thing that you could really do is get an RODI system. You got to put in an RO filter, which is going to strip your water of everything, including all of those nitrates, and use that for your tank. You're also going to have to remineralize that water when you use it for the fish. You're going to have to add back in the minerals that the RO water strips. It's not going to be easy for you, especially if you have a big tank, because that you have to basically fill up standby buckets and jugs or something with the RO water and have it ready for when you do your water changes. If not, you can't do a water change as the water comes out of the RO filter. It's too slow. It'll take forever, even for small tanks. So that's really like the best bet. You could also try doing a really heavily planted tank. That might help with the nitrates that you're adding back into the water. The plants will help reduce those nitrates. Or I have recently found that Chem Matrix is really, really good at reducing nitrate levels too. But that's going to take you anywhere from 4 to 6 months to develop the bacteria you need to reduce those nitrates. So it's a very, really tough situation when you have high nitrates in your source water. I see a $5 super chat from my man, James Anderson. Thank you, James. Appreciate all your knowledge and answering all my questions. I've got some intense anxiety, and I'm always wondering if I'm doing it right. My pleasure, James. I'm glad to help you and help you alleviate some of that anxiety. I also saw $1.99 from Philly JDM with the super sticker. Thank you, Philly. Appreciate you, Philly. Thank you for that. S. Bishop is a member for 3 months as a tank boss. 3-month tank boss member. Kev's the man. Always right to it. Thank you, Bishop. Appreciate you, bro. I got one stupid mosquito in here. It's gonna bother me the whole stream. I know it. Let me see where we're at. The chat is moving. I see Ryan. Ryan says, is FX4 too much for a 60 community tank? You can never have too much filtration, bro. It doesn't matter how big of a filter you got and how big of a filter you put on there. You can never have too much. It's not going to hurt your fish. The only thing that might be too much, depending on your fish, is the flow rate coming out of that filter. But the cool thing about the FX series, or any canister filter really, I'm sure there's always a way to adjust the flow. So if your flow is too strong for your type of fish, you can just turn down the flow and you'll be good to go. And it's always better to have a bigger filter anyway, because one day when you decide to upgrade your tank, you're going to need a bigger filter, and now you got it. So you're good to go. Junior Torres says, I see Junior Torres, how should I set up my media in my new FX4? Bro, that's a big question. Bottom tray, let me get this right. Remember, the FX series, water goes up the sides and down through the middle. So on the sides is your first mechanical. The very top tray should be a fine mechanical pad. Under the mechanical pad can go your chemical media. If you choose to use chemical media, you don't have to. Underneath that, the rest of the canister is biomedia. Fill up the rest of the bottom with biomedia, and you'll be good to go. If that wasn't enough detail for you, go check out my playlist on canister filters. I got a bunch of videos with super duper details. Check it out. After the stream, not right now. My man Fistachio with $5. If I want to switch from gravel to sand, what's the best way to do it? Or should I just leave it alone? You absolutely could switch. I've done it twice. Not from gravel to sand, but I've done sand to a different sand twice. The first time I did it with fish in the tank, and I kind of regretted it by the time I finished because I feel like I was stressing the fish out way too much. And the second time, I removed all the fish and then switched out the sand. Absolutely doable. You could definitely do it. I have 2 videos on replacing your sand substrate. Check those out after the live stream. Don't do it right now. Stick around. Hang out. You have the rest of your life to check that video out. Hang out here in the stream. Oh, you guys are super chatting like crazy. Michelle Johnson just became a Tank Boss member. Let's go, Michelle. Let's go, Michelle. I love it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Michelle. I see $4.99 from Robin. Robin, thank you for the super sticker. I love it. Thank you, Robin. $20 from my man, Bishop. Bishop is lighting it up right now. Kev, what sources do you use to ID illness and corresponding treatment? That's a really, really tough question. and it's one of my most difficult topics to master, right? Because there's so many diseases, there's so many illnesses, there's so many medications. I did a complete video on medications, and I did so much research for that video. And to be honest with you, I probably forgot half the things I learned while I was researching that video, because it's so many. It's just so much. So what sources do I use? I would use my video that I did on medication. That's one. But also the CChem website is actually very, very helpful. If you go through the medications on the CChem website, they'll show you pictures of each medication and a picture of a fish with what the disease looks like on the fish. And then it goes into which medications treat that disease. So you could check that out too. The CChem website will probably be very helpful too. I think I missed some stuff up here. No, I got that. I see $2.99 from Rochelle. Great topic. Thank you. My pleasure, Rochelle. I'm glad that you enjoyed it. Thank you for the $2.99. So let me see. I see Tyler Walsh. I'm just jumping around, guys. There's no way for me to keep going down the line because the chat keeps moving. So I'm just jumping and grabbing a question out of thin air. Tyler Walsh. Just want to say I started a Cichlid tank because of you. Love the content. Thank you, Tyler. Glad I could inspire you to start that Cichlid tank. Official Dudo. That's how I'm going to read it, bro. Official Dudo. Would tetra nitrate minus work on the tap water? I have no idea, bro. I've never used that, so I cannot help you on that one. Crown Tail Half Moon says, please hit the like button, guys. Guys, if you're enjoying the stream, if you're having a good time, if you're getting some information, hit the like button. It helps the stream out a lot, gets it out to more people, brings more people in here, helps the channel grow. I appreciate you for hitting that like button. Thank you, Crown Tail Half Moon, for reminding me to remind you guys to smash the like button. Thank you, bro. Kevin Barnes says, I'm looking at buying my first 6-foot tank. Nice. I also just bought today my first FX6. Can't wait to get started. Bigger is better. Bro, you are living through some exciting times, my man Kev. Trust me, I remember those days. Congratulations. That's really cool. JC Pate says, oh, I lost it, bro. It jumped on me. I'm sorry, JC Pate. I lost your question. Jeff Thomas is in the house. Michelle, thank you. I am almost 100%. I don't know what Michelle said to you, but I'm glad you're here, Jeff. Jeff is very recently recovering from illness. I don't want to put his information out there if he doesn't want me to, but Jeff was recently feeling under the weather and he's recovering. Jeff, I'm glad to see you here in the stream. Doing well, my bro. Thank you. Doo-doo. John says doo-doo. I would say doo-do. It's more like doo-do to me. Kev, you have awesome fish. Thank you, Data. Thank you, Data Head. Let me switch it up for you guys. I've been there too long. Thank you, Data Head. $2.79 from my man, from Deb. From my ma'am Deb. Thank you, Deb, for the $2.79. That's very... Oh, I see it's Canadian, I think. Thank you. Thank you very much. Got Canada in the building. That guy, Mike, has been a member of the Tank Boss for 2 months. He's only been here for 2 months, and he already loves the Tank Boss. Thank you, Mike. Kev, I'm in the U.S. Air Force. Thank you for your service, bro. Let me stop this chat so I don't lose this. And pretty soon expected to get orders. Can you talk a little on what you would do as far as transporting aquarium fish to another state? I have a 20, 55, and a 90-gallon stress. That's going to be a really, really long topic, bro, for me to get into all that detail. All I could say is when you're transferring your fish, I mean, it depends how far you're going. If you're going like on a long road trip, you could put your fish into totes and just make sure that they have oxygen in the totes. Make sure you got a bubbler in there so that the water stays oxygenated, and they should be fine. You know, as far as moving the tanks, that's just muscle work, you know, or hire somebody to move the tanks. If you're going really, really far away, like longer than a normal road trip, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 hours, 10 hours, something like that, you might want to even consider shipping your fish to you, because they'll ship it to wherever you're going overnight. So depends how far you're going. But that's a big topic, bro. Hard to answer on the live stream. But I appreciate your service, bro. Thank you. Let me see. Tracy says, are you going to Aquashella Chicago? Yes, I am. I will see you there. Aquashella Chicago, I will be there at the CChem booth. We're going to have that big, tall prime bottle. So look for that big, tall prime bottle. I'm pretty sure you cannot miss it. And I will be there hanging out with you guys. And guess what, guys? Announcement right now is announcement time. I am also going to be doing, this is a live stream, right? I'm also going to be doing a real live Q&A at Aquashella at the Chem booth. So come on by. I don't know what time yet. I think it might be on Saturday, probably early in the morning, but I'll announce it. I'm sure I'll let you guys know about it. At the Chem booth, I'll be answering your questions live. We could talk, have some coffee, have some donuts, hang out for a little bit. It's going to be super fun. So make sure if you're coming to Aquashella, do not miss the Chem tent. Make sure you come by. Darlene says, if your tank cycled, is your tank cycled if your nitrates are 0? If your nitrites are 0, even if your ammonia is high and nitrites are 10 to 20. Okay, so Darlene, you said nitrites twice. So I don't know which one is 0 and which one is 10 to 20. But that's irrelevant because you said you have ammonia. If your ammonia is high, your tank is not cycled yet. What you want to do, Darlene, prime, if you've got fish in the tank already, Chem Prime and Chem Stability daily to keep the water safe for the fish and to quickly cycle the tank while the fish are in it. I have detailed videos on it on the channel. Just type in a nice little search, KaveMan add fish day 1, and the video will pop up after the stream, Darlene. Don't leave yet. Hang out with us. Stephanie S says, welcome, Michelle. My favorite part of the week are his lives. Thank you, Stephanie. Stephanie S is the bomb. She's the best. Adam Hicks says, I need a job. It's been almost 2 years. Okay, Adam. I can't really help you with that. Sorry, bro. JC Pace says, my plants made my water cloudy. Why? I don't really know. I'm not really big on plants, but I could probably tell you, I mean, it's possible it was the plants, but there's also tons of other reasons that could have made your water cloudy. Don't just blame it on the plants. Could be a bunch of other stuff. I see $4.99 from my man Jeeb GSXR. Where did it go? No, I'm going back for it. I gotta look for it. I found it. When using Matrix in an FX6, can you run it alongside Fluval Biomedia or do you run it by itself? Love from Philly. Philly's in the house. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Jeeb. Yes, you absolutely can run it with any other type of biomedia. It's all the same stuff. It's just surface area. Now, I cannot say that the Fluval Biomedia is going to grow anaerobic bacteria the way that the Chem Matrix does. But both of those biomedia will keep your tank cycled and you won't have anything to worry about. Absolutely. You can always mix your biomedias totally fine. Thank you for that $4.99, bro. I see my man, the mad scientist, Jeff Thompson, has been a Tank Boss member for 15 months. How time flies, bro. You're the man, Jeff. Jeff is the man. He's been with me for 15 months. Hoorah! I love it. I love it. Let me get to the next question. People are looking for their points. I love it. I love it. $1.99 from my man Ryan with the super sticker. Thank you, Ryan. Appreciate you, bro. Sure Shot 702. Hey, Kev. Sup, man? Are you still using ChemiPure Blue? Just curious how long they last. So how long they last is usually about 30 to 45 days is what they recommend that you replace it because the ChemiPure Blue will get fully... it will absorb everything and be fully, what's the word I'm looking for? It will be soaked, fully absorbed. I don't know what I'm looking for. But when it cannot, here's what I should say, right? When it cannot absorb anything anymore, what ends up happening is that it releases all of those chemicals, everything that it absorbed, all of the dissolved organics, it starts to release it right back into your water. So that's why you got to change it. As far as do I use it anymore? So a while back, I was using both Chem Purigen and ChemiPure Blue. Kept my water crystal clear. My tank's looking great. I just noticed that this stupid wire is in my shot. Anyway, then I said, let me see if I can use one or the other. And I actually took the Purigen out and just used ChemiPure Blue. Tank was still crystal clear. Then I swapped it. I took the ChemiPure out and put the Purigen in. Tank was crystal clear. So you don't need to use both of them. You can use either or and you're going to get the same result. The reason though why I chose to stick with Purigen, no, not just because I'm a Chem ambassador. I got a better reason. It's because the Purigen is cheaper. Let me change to this face. The Purigen is cheaper. You get a lot more Purigen. No, excuse me. Not a lot more Purigen. The Purigen that you get, the volume of Purigen that you get will work for a higher volume of water. a bigger volume of water. And that amount of Purigen that you get for that bigger volume of water costs less than the ChemiPure Blue, which will work on a smaller volume of water. If I'm not mistaken, I used to get the big bottle of ChemiPure Blue that was good for 75 gallons. And that bottle of ChemiPure Blue cost more than the bag of Seachem Purigen that was good for 100 gallons of water. So that's why I stuck with Purigen. My best answer. Sticking to it. Let's keep rolling. I see. Let me make sure I didn't miss a super chat. No, I didn't. Okay. Let me see who I get. I'm going to the bottom. I'm scrolling to the bottom. That guy Mike is here. Kev, what's the long-term plan looking for you? Can we expect you to open up my own local fish store or breed and sell online? Sorry for the deep question. That is a deep question. I highly, highly doubt that I will ever open up a fish store because I do not want to get into the business of breeding and shipping fish. Not my thing. And selling online, no. I don't think I ever see a future where I'm selling fish online. Just not my thing, you know. I'd rather be on the education side of things, helping people out, taking care of my own personal tanks. That's kind of more my thing. That was a deep question. $5 from my man James Anderson. Thank you, James. Always see a picture of a marine on the back of your wall. Is it there? Yeah, it is there. Whoever that is, appreciate it. Just got out a year ago. Okay, James, I appreciate you for your service. Thank you very much. That picture on the wall is your man Kev 25 years ago. That's me 25 years ago. Thank you for your service, James. And thank you for that $5. Appreciate you, bro. And thank you for your membership. I noticed you got a brand new membership badge. Thank you, James. S. Bishop with the $1 super sticker. Thank you, Bishop. Appreciate you, bro. Beta Aquatics is here. Sir, can you mix safe in aqueous water? I don't know what aqueous water is. Water state and use like prime every time when doing water changes. I think I understand your question. Yes, you can use safe. Safe does the same thing as prime. It's going to detoxify your ammonium nitrate. It's going to dechlorinate as well. But safe is super duper highly concentrated. So I only recommend safe if you got about 100-gallon tank or bigger. If you got smaller than 100-gallon tank, I recommend you stick to the prime. That way that you don't overdose. Prime and safe are both, what's the word that I'm always forgetting? They are both reducing agents. Both of them are reducing agents. So what that means is that they're going to reduce the oxygen in your tank. So if you use safe on a small tank and you put too much of it, which is most likely going to happen because it's super concentrated, you're going to quickly deplete the oxygen in the tank, and that could be detrimental to your fish. That's why I recommend prime for small tanks. Great question. Let me see where I'm at now. Baddest Bunny says, yes, sir. I don't know why, but I like it. Let me show you guys. Let me flip it here. Let's talk a little bit more about this. Got people, everybody's looking for their points. I like it. I like it. Hopefully the bot is telling you guys what you got. Yes. Bishop has 265 points. Michelle's got 65 points. Let's go. Tiffany says, go, Jeff. Tiffany's here. Welcome, Tiffany. Welcome to the stream. Let me see. Let me find a question here. Kev, you're the Yoda of fish keeping. Thank you, Farud. Thank you, Farud. Appreciate you, bro. Let me see. Sorry, I meant where can I get a FXL shirt? That's Adam Hicks. Oh, a FX, a 4 extra large shirt. You could try my site, bro. KaveManAquatics.com/merch. And depending on the shirt that you choose, you might have a 4XL. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know, bro. It's not really up to me. It's up to those guys and what they make. Michelle says, gotta get these points up. Yes, you do, Michelle. And you're doing it the right way. Drop it in that chat. Jeff Thompson says, safe also does not remove any heavy metals or provide slime coat. That's true. Prime does. Prime does do that, while safe doesn't remove heavy metals. So if you think you got heavy metals in your tank, in your source water, you're going to want to go with Prime to make sure you remove those heavy metals. Prime also does contain some slime coat production in it to help your fish produce their slime coat, while safe does not. Thank you, Jeff. Very great point. General 51 is in the building with 119 points. Let's go. I love it. Frank Guerra is here. Welcome back, Frank. Tracy says, I use safe in my 90-gallon every week. Okay, Tracy. Just make sure you don't overdose. 90, you're in borderline right there, Tracy. I know you're probably using, you got to use a very, very small amount. Probably less than like if I'm not mistaken, a quarter of a teaspoon is good for 300 gallons. So what are you using? Like a 16th of a teaspoon, Tracy? Something like that? If you're using any more than that, you're probably overdosing a little bit. Be careful. That's what I got to say. Let me see where we're at. What are the points used for, Farood? At the end of the stream, we're going to do a free giveaway. And the way you enter the giveaway is by the points that you accumulate right here in the stream. That's what they're for. Stick around, bro. It's going to be cool. Thomas says, hey, Kev, how are the discus? The discus are doing phenomenal. They're doing great. Their color is just popping like crazy. They're all growing. They're all eating. They're all socializing. Flaco loves to swim between them and hang out with them. The Severums don't bother the discus anymore. What the Severums do is destroy my plants. If you guys can see the plant on the right side, that sword, it's growing, right? The sword is growing. It's gotten bigger, but all the leaves have holes all in them and it's totally destroyed. The plant I got in the very, very far left, like right above my head right there, you could hardly even see it because it's just, the Severums destroyed it. They killed it. It's still alive. I'm not going to say they killed it, but they're going at it hard. Everybody else doing great in this tank. This tank is actually the clearest tank that I have in the whole house. This tank stays even more clean and clearer than the African tank that has a wave maker in it, by the way, but it's because of the huge bioload I have in the African tank. It's a lot harder to keep this tank clean and clear than it is a discus tank that doesn't have as many fish in there. But thank you for asking. The discus are doing great. By the way, guys, I'm glad you mentioned that. Today's Friday. Be quiet. Today's Friday. Tomorrow, Saturday morning, I'm glad you brought it up. I got a brand new video coming out for you guys, and it's about the discus, so don't miss it. I'll remind you guys at the end of the stream, too. Don't worry about it. Let's keep it rolling right here. Let me see. Let me go to the bottom. Michelle says, let's go. Michelle racking up those points. I like it, Michelle. I like it. Shady Grady says, seen all your videos. You are a great resource and inspiration to the hobby. Thanks, bro. Thank you, Shady. I appreciate you, man. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for sharing that. Appreciate it. Darlene says, thank you for all your shared knowledge. My pleasure, Darlene. I'm glad that I could help. I appreciate when you guys let me know that you're finding the channel helpful and you guys enjoy the videos. Thank you. Kevin's Aquatics says, I'm so jealous. Wish I had room for a discus tank. Don't worry, bro. One day you will, and one day you'll have a discus tank. I'm sure you will, bro. Nothing to be jealous about, Kev. Oh, where we go? I was rolling one down the line. Oh, I got it. Crown Tail Half Moon says, beautiful discus. Did you have any casualties? No, not a single one. Since starting this discus tank, I have not lost a single discus. And let me talk about a little bit about the discus real quick, guys. So what's really known out there in general about discus is that they're very finicky eaters. They're very timid, shy, scared fish. And you have to keep super duper clean, pristine water for discus. I think I found like all of that to be nonsense. Pretty much like almost all of it. I got my guys to eat right away. I got my guys are in there with Severums, with Geos, with an arowana. They're not scared of nobody. And then the third one was water quality, right? So when I first got them, I was doing 2 water changes a week, 80% on the weekend and 50% in the middle of the week to help keep those nitrates low for them. Guess what? Honestly speaking, that did not last. That was not sustainable for me. I did it maybe for like 2 months when I first started. So I said, okay, I got to see what happens when I go back to weekly water changes. So now I'm at weekly water changes on the discus tank. It probably gets up to about 40 every week. Why? Not only because I have CChem matrix in the filter, which is probably producing some anaerobic bacteria, helping keep the nitrates down, but I also have, let me see if you guys can see it, above the tank, no, you can't see it. Those plants that are in the tank, probably not doing anything, but above the tank, I have pothos up above the tank, and the roots are hanging down behind the background. The pothos are growing super duper nicely, and those pothos, I'm sure, are also helping reducing the nitrates. So my point is saying you don't have to have your water at 20 or 15 or 10 all the time for discus. My tank is getting to about 40 every week. And the discus are doing fine. Everybody's eating, everybody's healthy, everybody's growing. I feel like I want to pick up this camera and show you the top, but I'm afraid that this wire, I'm going to do it anyway. We're live, baby. Let's do it. Why not? Let's see what we see here. Okay, you could kind of see one. It's that my wire's so short, guys. Let me try something. Okay, that's the top of the tank. So if you look, that big potted plant is not in the tank. That's not in the tank. That's just a potted plant on top. But you can see in front of my picture, there's some pothos right there. In the middle of the tank, there's some pothos. And then right behind that potted plant is some more pothos. So I got pothos in those 3 sections. And you can see how tall they are. They're really growing. All 3 of them are doing very, very well. Those pothos are absolutely helping in reducing some of the nitrates in the tank. All right, let me put this back. I don't want to mess anything up. I don't want to drop a camera. You guys are making me move stuff around live. I love it. It's cool. Let me get this back where it's to be. Okay. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. All right, great question, great question. Let's keep it rolling. Let's keep it rolling. Let me see what time we're at. Oh, we got plenty of time, guys. We're hanging out tonight. Ryan says, go Marines. Hoorah! Semper Fi, Ryan. Stephanie S says, what's your experience with using aquarium salt? It says in the box it helps replenish electrolytes. That's true. The way I use aquarium salt is not the way that API wants you to use it. On the box it says use it all the time, every water change. That's not how I use aquarium salt. Aquarium salt is very helpful, very beneficial for healing any type of diseases. It helps your fish fins regrow when they get beat up. Very good medication, I would say. Not really a medication, but it helps to heal our fish. It helps them produce their slime coat, which is always beneficial. But I do not use it all the time during every water change the way API wants you to. What ends up happening if you use it all the time is that it starts to lose its effectiveness. So what I do, maybe once every 2 or 3 months, when I do a water change, I'll go ahead and dose the whole tank with the right amount of aquarium salt just to give it to them once in a while. If I have some kind of disease going on, like I got 2 guys in my hospital tank right now that have a cloudy eye issue, they're getting aquarium salt in that tank every water change. It's a hospital tank, and I know the aquarium salt is helping them out. Besides that, you want to use the aquarium salt sparingly, not all the time. Bishop says different than lake salt? Yes, absolutely. Cichlid lake salt is different. That's not necessarily aquarium salt. Even though the Cichlid lake salt does have sodium chloride in it, which is the main ingredient in aquarium salt, it's not at the same levels as the aquarium salt. So there is some sodium chloride in Cichlid salt, but the main stuff in Cichlid salt are the minerals that your fish need, your African cichlids need, to help them stay healthy, grow, and live a long, happy, healthy life. Those minerals also help to harden your water, because you not only do you need high pH for your Africans, but you also need hard water. That's what the Cichlid lake salt comes in. And the Cichlid lake salt I do use every single water change without fail. Starting to get a little dry mouth, guys. Give me a second. Thank you, Beta. Appreciate you, bro. Beta Aquatics, appreciate you. BP says not Flavor Flav again? I don't know what you mean. Oh, I don't know what you're talking about there. Darlene says we used to put it in our tank every week during water changes. I think if you're still talking about the aquarium salt, I would tone that down. You don't need to use it every week. You don't need to use it for every water change. API obviously wants you to do that because then you run out of it and you buy more. But it's not necessary. You don't need to do that. You're actually reducing its effectiveness. It won't work as well if you use it all the time. If you wait a couple months and then use it, it's going to work really good. You know what I mean? Darlene says, Kev, thank you for your service. Thank you, Darlene. Appreciate you. James says, I've seriously spent hours looking up content when I've watched yours maybe 2 hours and no more than any other channel. No lie. Thank you, James. I appreciate you. And thank you, James, for your membership, if I haven't already. I only could see that it's a brand new badge. Bishop says, me too. Okay, I don't know what that means. Luke Silva says, can I start a new tank with new substrate and new water if I put the quick start solution like Prime? My current tank is covered in algae, which which when clean float in the water. Are you saying that your algae floats in the water? Okay, I'm a little confused with your question, bro, but the quick start solution is not like Prime. Quick start is API's bacteria in a bottle. That's not like Prime. Prime is a dechlorinator. The API equivalent to that is API stress coat. So you kind of got your products a little bit mixed up. The way you're asking this question, Luke, makes me feel like you're kind of new to the hobby. So what I will highly recommend is you go check out my beginners playlist. Everything in there is going to catch you up to speed super duper quickly. That's going to be your best help there. What's in the cup, Speedy? It's just water, bro. I got to have only water. That's the only thing I can have right now. By the way, if my wife is watching, look, I did it. My wife highly recommended that I have some halls with me, and I can already feel a little bit of the voice going because I talk really loud. That's okay. North Wales writer. Hey, Kev. Jason from the UK is in the building. Love your info and inspiration. Thanks for your help. Thank you, North Wales. Thank you for staying up super duper late to watch the live stream. I appreciate you, bro. Anthony is helping out Michelle. Something from Home Depot. I don't know what you could get. Maybe he's talking about the patos. Jeff Thompson. No, Jeff. I wish it was. I wish it was all that, Jeff, but it's not. It's just water, bro. It's just water. Anthony says, KaveMan, you enjoying the peace and quiet? You could tell how quiet it is in here, right? I'm in my house all alone. This is the only time I can live stream like this, guys. If my wife and kids are here, it wouldn't be like this. So if you guys wonder why I don't do them so often, it's because I have a big family and everybody loves to be home, and I love when everybody's here. I love having a full house. But occasionally they go visit grandma or something, and I have a free open crib. So what do I do when I have my own free time? I hang out with you guys. I live stream with you guys. So let's go. I love it. Jeff Thompson, don't do an auto fitter. You can DM me. I'll explain. Okay, hopefully Jeff can help Michelle out. I don't know what that's about. Crown Tail says API Quick Start. I don't know what. Salient Aquatics, I got you. Sorry, man. Ask my question a million times. Keep getting put on timeout. Sorry, bro. Never have this issue with any other live stream. I ask, wait a minute or so, and ask again. Only way question gets answered. So that didn't really have a question in it, bro. I don't know what you mean by getting put on timeout. It could be because you might be asking the question too many times, and then the bot is going to stop you because that is considered spam. So don't do that. I'm also not going in order. There's a lot of people in here, so I might just miss your question. I'm sorry. I can't answer every single one. I'm trying my best. But if you really, really have a super duper important question, you want me to get to it, you know how to do it, super chat me 99 cents, and I'll see it, and I'll answer your question. I promise, bro. Try that. Gaza says, wait, don't API salt good for disease too, Cave? Yes, it is. It's very good for disease. But you don't want to use it all the time during every water change. It's like taking an antibiotic all the time when you're not sick. And you're just taking an antibiotic all the time. The day you get sick, that antibiotic isn't going to work as well. You know what I mean? Kind of like that. Crown Tail Half Moon. Am I saying that right? Crown Tail Half Moon. Sir, can you share what heaters you recommend and how often to replace it? Winter's coming. So I haven't replaced my heaters yet. Since I started these tanks, no reason to replace them really. But heaters do go bad. Don't get me wrong. Heaters do go bad. I haven't had to replace any of mine yet. The type of heaters I use, I forget the name of the brand, but it's something super cheap on Amazon. I got them all in my shop. If you go to KaveManAquatics.com/shop, you'll find the heaters that I use and recommend. They work great and they're cheap. But on top of that, I also use a temperature controller on my tanks, so that if something were to go wrong with my heaters, my temperature controller is kind of the backup. And I can't tell you which one because I'm kind of testing out a new one now to see if I recommend that new one to you guys. $5 super chat came in from Bishop, my man Bishop. Thank you, bro. Kev, do you recharge your Purigen or just change it out when done? I do not recharge my Purigen. Nothing against anybody that does, because you absolutely can recharge your Purigen successfully many times over. But I choose not to, simply because I got too much things going on in my house. And I don't want to have some Purigen sitting in a bucket for whatever it is, 24, 48 hours with bleach in it, you know, then soaking for another 48. Da, da, da. My kids are running around here all the time, kicking stuff and moving stuff. And to me, it's just like a recipe. You know, what's the law? Is it Murphy's Law? That if something's going to happen, it's going to happen. My kids are going to cause something to happen. So I just don't want bleach sitting around. I don't want stuff sitting around in buckets. I don't want that. So I just replace the Purigen. That's how I do it. Good question, though. I know a lot of people wonder what they should do with that. Thank you for the $5, Bishop. Appreciate you. Lady Roar says, hi, everybody. Hi, Lady Roar. Welcome. Where's Gordo? Who asked that? The thing just jumped on me. Let me see. Oh, somebody asked that. My parrotfish? What's up, Kev? What's up, Angel Shadow Wolf? Angel Shadow Wolf is here. Welcome, bro. Jeff Thompson says, always better to replace Purigen. That came from the mad scientist. Mad scientist knows what he's talking about. Kev, I have a crazy blood parrot that chases my angelfish and other fish when in the mood or hungry. Should I rehome? I don't have a spare tank to time out. If he's causing damage to your other fish, then yeah, you definitely should rehome him. If he's just chasing them around, not really nipping at their fins, you know, and he gets over it in not too long of a time period, maybe you don't have to. You know, he could just be moody like that. But if he's causing damage to them, then yes, you're gonna have to rehome him. Tracy says should always have a heater on hand. That's a very good idea, Tracy. Always have a backup. Anthony says if you forget the chlorinator during a water change, the gills will burn and you will see heavy breathing. Aquarium salt will help with the issue. In this case, raising surface agitation won't help. Raising surface agitation, I disagree a little bit with that. Adding more surface agitation if your fish are having problems breathing is always going to help. It's going to be beneficial, creating more oxygen transfer in your tank. If you have ammonia burns on their gills because something was going on, because of the chlorine or something like that, the very best thing that you could do is dose some Sechem Prime. If you got Prime on hand, that's what you should be reaching for. You should go grab that Prime and dose that Prime immediately. The Prime is going to dechlorinate that immediately, getting that chlorine out of there. And then I do suggest that you add more surface agitation to get more oxygen into the tank. Because remember, the Prime is a reducer and is going to reduce some of the oxygen in the tank on top of the fact that your fish are already kind of breathing heavy and burning. Not to say that the aquarium salt isn't going to help. It is going to help. But I think the very first thing, and the reason why I always say you should never, ever not have some Sechem Prime. Because Prime is going to get you out of a tight jam anytime something crazy is going on in your tank. Even before you know what's happening. If your fish are just doing something weird, Prime that tank, get that out of the way, and then I would say the very next thing is to check your oxygen levels. Sorry guys, I gotta chew this now because Darlene says we have Prime in the house. Good, always good. Yes, Anthony, that's true. Aquarium salt does help with the actual gill issue, yes. My point is just saying that I think if an issue like that is going on in your tank, the first thing you got to do is stop the bleeding, right? When I say stop the bleeding, what I mean is correct whatever's causing that gill issue first, which the Prime is going to do. Get that issue out of the way, and then you could treat with aquarium salt, or you could treat by adding more surface agitation. But first, you got to stop the bleeding. In my medical experience from boot camp, what they taught me, when anybody gets hurt, the very first thing you got to do, it's two things that both of them go first depending on the injury, right? If you get a bullet hole in your leg and you're bleeding, the very first thing you need to do is stop the bleeding. If you're choking on something, right, the very first thing you need to do is start the breathing. So that's why the very first thing you need to do in an aquarium is stop whatever's causing the issue going on in your tank. And Prime is going to do that for you. Clark's Mini Fish Room says, Cold Water Aquatics just sent me over. First time from the UK. Hi, all. Hi, Clark's Mini Fish Room. Thank you. Oh, the chat is moving on me. Thank you, and thank Cold Water Aquatics for bringing you over. Appreciate both you guys. Stephanie S says, do an exclamation point and then points. Yes, she's probably helping somebody figure out how to look at their points. Scuba Stevo says, how do you check your oxygen levels? Well, you kind of need like an oxygen meter or something like that, which I don't think a lot of us in the hobby have. I would just say that as long as you got really good surface agitation, you're getting the transfer. The transfer is going, and then you shouldn't worry about it. If you let's say you have X amounts of surface agitation, but you see your fish are breathing really heavily, they're all hanging out at the top, then that means you need more. So just add more. That's the simplest way to explain it. Jay Speedy with the $5, bro. Appreciate you. At times, I want to restart my tank, meaning starting a Predator Hap tank. 90 gallon enough? Yes, 90 gallon is enough for a Predator Hap tank. You can absolutely do it if you want to, bro. Good luck. It's going to be a cool tank. Michelle says, facts. Prime is amazing. I agree. Anthony says, to Scuba Sea, just got to make sure your fish aren't having breathing issues. Adam says, I just heard a car door slam. No, you didn't, bro. No, you didn't. Oh, man. You guys killed me. Gabriel Garcia says, proper and safe way to change a cartridge filter. I'm going to tell you how to change it one time and never have to change it again. Toss that thing in the garbage and don't ever put another cartridge in there. The reason why I say that, what you want to do is go and buy some sponges, some thick, coarse sponges, and use those sponges inside your hang-on back filter. Don't use those cartridges, because every time you use those cartridges, what happens is, after some time, those cartridges will grow beneficial bacteria on them. And then when it comes time to clean them, you take the cartridge out and you throw it in the garbage, and you're throwing away your beneficial bacteria with it. You put in a brand new cartridge, you have no more bacteria in your filter, and you basically restart the cycle all over again. You get bacterial bloom all over again. Your tank stays cloudy all the time, and you're like, why is my tank cloudy and ugly? And then you start feeling bad about getting a fish tank, and you might even leave the hobby altogether because you can't get your water looking good and your tank looking good. The answer to that is to stop using those cartridges. They're terrible. Get rid of them. Get some sponges. Put your sponge in there. Put a little bit of biomedia inside of your filter, and just when it's time to clean your sponges, what you do is you take a bucket, fill it with some tank water, especially in the beginning. Take that sponge out, squeeze it in the bucket of tank water, put the sponge right back. You reuse the same sponge all the time, keeping the bacteria that's on the sponge in your system. That's what you want to do. I got a whole video on it. Search for KaveMan hang-on back filter, and you'll get some good details there. Do I have a link to the sponges? Yes, in that video. In the description of that video, there's links to the sponges. Or if you go to my shop, KaveManAquatics.com/shop, you'll find the sponges there as well. Darlene says, I never thought about it like that. Many beginners don't think about it like that. But again, this goes back to what these big companies want. The companies want you to throw away the cartridge and keep buying cartridges. You don't want to do that. Your cartridge is what's going to accumulate the majority of your beneficial bacteria, and you're going to be throwing it away every time you clean it. You don't want to do that. Ryan says, do I use a UV? I do not use a UV filter in any of my tanks. So you can judge the clarity of my water. You can see how much algae I have or don't have in my tanks. And the fact is, I do not and have not ever used a UV in any of my tanks. So I will say less. No more on that topic. Clark's Mini Fish Room says, Cold Water just gave that exact advice about hang-on backs. There you go. Great minds think alike. We don't use them here in the UK, but good advice. Thank you, Clark. Great minds think alike. That guy Mike says, I wouldn't put a wave maker in a small tank like 20. I agree. Your sponge filter, along with the current your HOB creates, should give you enough surface agitation. I 100% agree with that guy, Mike. Somebody's doing the quotes. Somebody check the quotes. Let's go is the quote. I love it. Stephanie S says she's using cartridges. Thanks so much. Stephanie, make sure that you check out, search for KaveMan Hang On Back Filter. Super cool detailed video is going to hook you up. Oh, I hate using cartridges. Thanks so much. Did I read that wrong? Or did you post that twice? I don't know. Maybe I read it wrong. Evelyn Carranza says, experiencing bacterial bloom for the first time and just want to make sure I get everything right. And I'm just wondering if I should keep the decor in the tank while this is going on. Evelyn, don't do anything. If you're having bacterial bloom and you just set up a brand new tank, it's totally normal. Nothing is wrong. Just ride the wave. Let it do its thing. Don't water change your tank. If you're going to be feeding during this period, feed very, very light because you don't want any excess food in there that's just going to contribute to the bacterial bloom. Give it some time, stay patient, and watch. It's going to go away on its own. Totally normal. Don't freak out. Don't freak out, Evelyn. If you'd like, after the stream, not right now, after the stream, search for KaveMan Bacterial Bloom. I have a whole video on it. Super beneficial for you. Check it out. Not now. Later. $4.99 from my man Joe. Joe Provenzano. Provenzano? Joe Provenzano. $4.99. Kev, it's I've been MIA a bit, but holy crap, how big them boys got. See some new ones too. Love the Discus project. How's Flacco? Flacco's doing great. Oh, I'm already on there. Flacco's doing great. He's growing every day. He's eating like a champ. He's not bothering anybody. He's living his dream right there in that 150. So far, so good. Now, with that being said, though, you guys are I love when you guys remind me of stuff. Flacco's going to get really, really big, guys. And this 6-foot tank isn't going to cut it soon. I don't know how long, but eventually Flacco will grow to a size where the 150 6-foot tank isn't going to be enough for him. And I'm going to have to upgrade to at least an 8-foot tank. Hopefully, I can acquire the space to do that before he reaches that size. But keep an eye out. When you guys see me one day tell you about a video I'm doing that I'm getting a brand new 8-foot tank, it's because it's for Flacco. Definitely, for sure. What's happening here? Okay, got it. Thank you for that $4.99, Joe. Appreciate you, Joe. $14.99 just came in. Who's this? Nathan Gispin with a $14.99 super sticker. And there's an A in front of it. So I don't know if that means it's another country, another currency. I don't know. But Nathan, appreciate you, bro. Thank you very much. Why does this stay stuck every time I click that? Come on, YouTube. Fix yourself. Thank you, Nathan. Australia. Nathan is from Australia. Australia's here, guys, in the building. I love it. Great to have you, Nathan. Daniel says, is a saltwater tank coming? I'm pretty sure if I acquire the space to get an 8-foot tank, I probably have space for a saltwater tank too. I'm just saying. Bronx Bomber says, what setting, low or high, do you keep your Inkbird? I keep on the African Cichlid tank 80 degrees. The Discus tank is at 85. So what I do is I keep my heaters, I don't want to mess this up. I believe my heaters are set at a degree or two higher than my Inkbird, so that the heaters will stay on when the Inkbird clicks on. But when the Inkbird reads the 80 degrees it's supposed to be, the Inkbird powers them off. I think that's how I got it set up. Bishop says KaveMan is taking over the world. Thank you, Bishop. Stephanie S, when you add salt water, I'm doing it with you. All right. All right. Great. We could learn together. That's going to be awesome, Steph. Dogman says battery-backed surge plug can also be extremely useful. Oh, yeah. That's definitely... I didn't even know they made those, bro. That's really cool. A battery backup surge protector. That would be super useful. So that way when your power goes out, the batteries kick on in that thing and everything stays running. That's really good advice. Who's that? Dogman. Really good. I see $5 came in from my man Kev. Kevin Barnes says, my brother lives in Rockland, New York. Are you still looking to start a koi pond? My brother has big koi pond fish, filters everything free to a good home. Not yet. I'm not ready for any koi ponds. I'm not ready for ponds yet, bro. Not at all. But the way this channel is going and growing, I see that I'm going to get much, much more involved in this hobby. I'm just waiting to get some my space to be different, have more freedom, have more access to outside things. And I would love to have a pond one day. I would love to have the saltwater tank. It's just a matter of time, guys. Trust me, we're going to get there. But thank you for the $5, Kev. And thank you for looking out with that offer. The free koi fish. That's cool. Let me see. That guy, Mike Kev, any plans on starting another tank? Maybe a Lake Tanganyika tank. Actually, I do have that plan. I'm waiting on my 75-gallon tank that's here behind the camera for my fry to get big enough. They're not fry anymore. They're pretty much juveniles now. I'm waiting for them to get big enough so I can separate the males, add them into the 210. And then the plan is that my 3 frontosas that I have in the African tank, they're going to go back into the 75, and I'm going to make the 75-gallon a completely frontosa tank. I'm going to add probably like 5 or 10 more and have a super dope overstocked frontosa tank in the 75. That's the plan. Tanganyikans over there. Nathan says, can't wait to do a C-Chem collab with you. Oh, Nathan, are you? Oh, Nathan from Australia. Are you that super dope Instagram page that I'm always liking all of your pictures with those super bright, colorful fish? Nathan, is that you? Let me go to the bottom. Your tank is what inspired me to start my page. Nathan, is that you? Let me know. I'm at the bottom of the chat. I'm starting to do a little detective work and I'm putting it together. That's the one big boy. I don't know what that means, Nathan. I think I know who you are on Instagram, bro. Yes, Nathan says yes. All right, cool. Thanks, Nathan. Glad that you're here for the stream, bro. My man Nathan from Australia. Nathan just became a C-Chem ambassador. So congratulations to my man Nathan. Congrats on that, bro. And we will do a collab soon, my bro. Definitely. Nathan has some great looking fish. Great fish. Nathan, shout out your Instagram page, bro, so everybody can go check it out. Highly recommend you guys go check out Nathan's page. Jeff Thompson can always make room. I'm sure Jeff loves saying that kind of stuff. Okay, always make room, always get bigger tanks. Jeff wants me to get a 1,500-gallon tank, something crazy like he got. Michelle says, I don't understand the Inkbird. Mine beeps constantly. I think I need to do a new updated video. I have a really, really old video on the Inkbird and how I was using it. Mine doesn't really beep, so I can't really help you with that. It may be something to do with your settings. You may have it set to where it's, beeping because your temperatures are, every time it cuts off, it might be beeping. I got to look into that more, Michelle, and I'll try to help you out next time. Bishop says we're going to need a bigger tank. Austin says, I have a Fluid 407 on a 55-gallon. Is that good enough for cichlids? Most likely not. If you're talking about African cichlids, Austin, you're going to eventually need to overstock that tank, that 55, and the 407 isn't going to be enough. You might want to go with an FX, either an FX4. An FX6 isn't going to be overkill, bro. You might even go FX6 because who knows if you upgrade later on in the future. But a 407 in an overstocked African tank is not going to be enough for you in that 55. No, I'm not watching the Yankees tonight, bro. I'm not a really big baseball fan. Not my thing. I'm definitely watching football all day tomorrow. That's for sure. Stephanie says she wants to work for KaveMan Aquatics when you hire. I don't know, Steph. Maybe when I hit like a million, when I hit the milli, maybe I'll start hiring some help. I don't know. For now, I gotta conserve everything I got and put it right back in. But you'll be the first one I go to, Steph. Great looking tanks, Nathan. Okay, John already checked out Nathan. That's cool. Bishop, no inverts? No, I don't have any inverts. No invertebrates. Okay, this chat is moving. You guys, I can't even keep up with you guys, bro. One day. 2 407s, that'll work. 2 407s will work on a 55 overstock. Yes, that will work. Yep, that's a good idea. You can do that. Definitely will. Anthony, stop it, bro. Anthony, we've talked about this. My Giants are 2-0. And they're going away. They're going against those boys this week. So I don't want none of that negativity up in here. Not in my stream. Don't make me boot you, Anthony. I'll do it. I will do you. I will do it, bro. Don't talk about my Giants like that. Let me see where we're at. Nathan says we all want to work with you, Kev. Hey, everybody's welcome. Once I'm ready, everybody's welcome. Bishop with the $5 just because. My man Bishop gets a high five just because. Thank you, Bishop. You the man, bro. My man Bishop with the super chat. What happened here? Guys, trucking fish lover checked out Nathan. See, Nathan, they're checking you out. Guys, if I tell you that Nathan has some awesome fish and an awesome Instagram page, you guys know I'm not recommending no bull around here. It's because Nathan's got some dope fish, beautiful colors, beautiful tanks. Check them out. Pistachio, don't make me not like you, bro. Don't make me not like you. I'm telling you now. Against the Cowgirls? Never mind. Even though I won't root for you, I hope the girls lose. Okay, we're back. We're friends again, Anthony. We're friends again. All right, we them boys. Okay, Daniel, we'll see what happens, Daniel. We'll see what happens. All right, let's not get into too much football talk. We gotta stick to fish, guys. We gotta stick to fish. Maybe one day I'll start a football channel. Who knows? What branch, Caveman? You a Marine at ya? You a Marine at ya? I don't know what that means. You a Marine at ya? What branch? Yes, Marine Corps. It's up there. It's right there. Marine Corps. Hoorah. I don't know what you a Marine at ya. Maybe are you a Marine, Silver Creek? Let me know. What's Nathan's IG? Nathan, post your IG, bro. It's something, I think it's Cichlid, Australia. If I'm not mistaken, Nathan. Post it, Nathan. They wanna go check you out, bro. What $1.99 sticker from Robin. Thank you, Robin. I appreciate you. $2 from General 51. My man General is here. Thank you, General. Pick one random person to show their tank tonight. Oh, I can't do it tonight, bro. The General is talking about the Tank Boss member live stream that we did the other day. For the first time, I did a live stream where I was bringing in the viewers, bringing your camera into the stream, and we all got to see your tanks. That was very, very cool. We had a lot of fun in the members only live stream. But I can't do this here, General, because I have to set up the camera and all this other stuff a certain way in order to do that. So this is not set up that way. But good idea, bro. Very good idea. Nathan says, how are the baby cichlids going, Kev? I just talked about them. They're not really babies anymore. They're looking almost juvenile size. They're all doing well, eating well. I got 2 definite males in there that are showing great color. One is definitely a lemon jake, and the other one is an OB Taiwan Reef. Those 2 are the only 2 showing a lot of color right now, but everybody else is growing at a great pace. Sammy says, man, your tanks are mint, and it's because of you I'm on the fish, and it's great. Greets from Serbia. Serbia's here. Thank you, Sammy. I appreciate it. I'm glad that I can help you out. Thank you for that, and thank you for being here. I know it's got to be super late in Serbia. Thank you for being here, bro. Deb says, just ordered my sponge block. Thanks for the info. My pleasure, Deb. Glad I could help out. And thank you for your membership, Deb. I see your badge. Thank you very much, Deb. Appreciate it. Michelle says, go Pats. Michelle, we took care of you twice. Okay, Michelle? Let's not start that. Let's not start that, Michelle. Don't get me started. Don't get me hyped. Okay. Trucking Fish Lover says, I would love to show my tanks to y'all. Trucking Fish Lover, join the Tank Boss membership. Come on the next member live, and I will definitely get you on the live to show everybody your tank, bro. That's the way to do it. Better Aquatics says, Kev, sir, is the cichlid tank males only? Yes, absolutely. The African cichlid tank is males only. Also, can you store Seek Him Safe in solution and dose like Prime? I think you asked that question before, bro. Yeah, you can. You absolutely can. You can dissolve the safe into some water, but you're still gonna get, it's still the same, concentration issue. Even if you pre-dissolve it, it's gonna be the same thing. Whether you put it right in the tank, dissolve it. If you overdose it, it's still gonna be overdosed, even if you mixed it, in a bucket or something. $5 from my man in Philly JDM with the super sticker. Thank you, Philly. Appreciate you, bro. Junior likes the Jets. Okay, a New York team. Let's go Jets. Nathan Tank membership. I don't know what that means, Nathan. I don't see you here. You don't have a badge yet, Nathan. I think if you're trying to get the Tank Boss membership, that's how you do it. K Reep says, thanks for the information on the back filter cartridges. No problem, bro. My pleasure. Glad to help you guys out. I know a lot of people don't know about those cartridge things, but that's what be happening with those. Trucker Fish Lover became a Lil Fry member. Welcome to the Lil Fry. That's awesome, Trucker. But The members only live streams are only for the Tank Boss members. So if you want to join that live stream, if you want to show your tank, you gotta upgrade to the Tank Boss, bro. But I appreciate your Lil Fry membership. Thank you, bro. Cheryl says that HOB info answered my question to why I lost my whole tank a couple years ago. There you go. That's what happens, and a lot of beginners don't understand why stuff like that happens, and it's unfortunate because a lot of beginners, sometimes not a lot, some beginners end up leaving the hobby because they can't keep their fish alive, because they can't have their tank looking good, because it looks cloudy and dirty, because they're continuously restarting the cycle. So we lose people that are trying to come into the hobby. They give up because they just don't know about it. So I'm glad I could help with that. That guy Mike says, be on the lookout for my podcast coming soon. Currently recording and in the beginning stages. It's called The Fish Room. All right, that guy Mike got a podcast going up. How do I up it? Go to the channel, Trucker Fish Lover, and click on the membership tab, and then there's a gear icon. Looks like a gear. Tap that gear, and then you can upgrade from there. Tracy got 85 points. Austin says, how many cichlids can I put in my 55? If you're asking about African cichlids, you could go up to about, in a 55, I'd say anywhere like 10 to 15. But that's going to be overstocked for your 55, so make sure that you overfiltrate as well. Michelle, all love. You okay, Michelle? I know, it's all love, all love. Austin says, that's a tough question. Just add 4 at a time. For long term, 55 is only really good for Mbunas. Oh, you're answering about how many? You could keep peas and haps in the 55 as well. You could keep them in there. But I would say 10 to 15 is the max number for that. The cycle is key. All hail BB. That's right, Bishop. That's right, Bishop. Ryan says, I left for a while after my tank came apart. But I'm glad you're back, Ryan. Is that what you're saying? I'm glad you're back, bro. Let me see. Thomas Hint got 35 points. Philly's got 90 points. Crown has 80 points. Who's the top 10? Bishop's got the most points right now with 430. Bronx Bomber got 400. Midnight Killer got 225. Mike has 218. Let's go. Everybody got points in here. Now everybody's checking their points. Known fact. Smaller tanks are much harder to deal with than larger volume tanks. Jeff Thompson is correct. Why? Because your smaller volume tanks, your parameters are going to swing much easier. Your temperature changes, your pH changes. It's much easier for things to swing in a small volume of water. Things are going to change much easier. In a bigger tank with more volume of water, they're not going to change as much as frequently. Jeff is totally right. A lot of beginners don't think that. They think that the easy thing is getting the 10 gallon. That's actually a lot harder than just going and get yourself a 50, a 55. Go for the 75. That's going to be much easier for you than that 10 gallon. I see somebody became a member. Trucking Fish Lover upgraded to the Tank Boss membership. Let's go, Trucking Fish Lover. Okay, my man, we just had our members only live stream 2 days ago. Wednesday that just passed. So the next one is in 2 weeks. So I'll make sure to let you know when it's coming up. I'm very interested now in seeing your tank, bro. Very, very interested. But thank you for upgrading and joining the Tank Boss member. Let's go. How many, Pistachio says, how many American cichlids can live in a 40-gallon breeder? When you talk about American cichlids, you got to be way more specific. An Oscar is an American cichlid, and you cannot even have one in a 40-gallon. Rams are American cichlid. They're tiny. You could have a bunch of them in a 40-gallon. So you got to be more specific. It depends what kind of American cichlid you're talking about. Kelly says, how about goldfish in the 75? I'm not real big on goldfish, unfortunately, so I cannot give you accurate information. I don't know how many you could have in there. What I do know about goldfish is they are very messy fish, both the way they eat and the way they poop. So that might be, a challenge keeping the tank clean. Ryan dropped the $1.99 super sticker. Thank you, Ryan. Appreciate you, bro. Let me change it up. We've been looking at the Africans too long. I'm at the bottom of the chat. Nathan says, how to become a member, Kev? Sorry, I'm pretty new to YouTube. You become a member. I think the link has been posted here, but go to my channel, and right on the channel, right under the very first video, I think, there's a join button right there. Click that join button, and you should be able to get in there. Or, is it in the master link anymore? I don't know if it's in the master link. Go to the channel, and there's a join button there. You could check it out right there. Appreciate you for wanting to join, Nathan. Let me see. Dogman asked the same question. How does one become a member? I think I saw it a few times that the bot is posting how to become a member. So there's a link in here. But let me hook you guys up. I don't think any of my moderators are here, or they would have been dropping that link already. So let me drop it. John is here. John, do me a favor, bro. Drop the membership link. Not the Facebook group. Oh, that was the bot. John, if you get a chance, drop the membership link for the guys so that they can go in there and join. Or drop the master link. The master link will help them out. $5 from Bishop. Kev, do you suggest mixing in Bunas with other cichlids? I've heard it works. I do not suggest that, Bishop, especially if you're going to be brand new to African cichlids. You don't want to do that. There are many people that have found success doing that, but I highly do not recommend that for many reasons. One of them is their aggression levels are different. Another one is their diet. What they eat is different. And also, when you're starting out with African cichlids, there's a lot of other things that you're going to need to learn and deal with. You don't want to also throw in dealing with imbunas beating up on all your other fish. So that's why I don't recommend that you mix them. With that being said, I know there are some people that do mix it successfully, but more likely than not, those tanks end up having problems. John, if you're still here, let me see if I can get rid of this guy. What that button does. Oh, it does something. It's slow. Is it going to pop up? I don't know what's happening. I can't even click this button to get this guy out of here. There it is. Report. Remove. Okay, reported. Let's see if he's gone. This is going super slow. Sorry for the delay right here, guys. I'm going to get right back at you. Got to get this spam and chat thing out of here. Anthony says to that guy, Mike, works till it doesn't. That's right. Oh, what is this? Go away. Works till it doesn't. It's like people who have bears, bears as pets. They be good for a long time. Then all of a sudden you hear that they kill the owner. Anthony's right. Works till it doesn't. That's a good explanation for it. Michelle says, I started at 20 gallons and wish I started bigger in the beginning instead of wasting all that money. That's very good information. A lot of beginners get that feeling. They start with a small tank. You quickly want a bigger tank because you fall in love with the hobby and you realize that that 20 gallon eventually just becomes a new quarantine tank for you. So that's what ends up happening. Michelle is totally right. Ontario Kev, do you keep Tanganyika shell dwellers? No, I don't have any shell dwellers. They're not really my thing. I don't keep those at all. It's at the bottom in the $sign. What's at the bottom in the $sign? How to super chat? Yeah, it's at the $sign at the bottom, guys. How to super chat. If that's what Pistachio was saying. Jay Fuller says there's a join button under the video. Oh, under this video? Yeah, that's true. Under this live stream, there's a join button. That's true. Ryan says, do you have to reseal your aquarium after a certain time? That's a great question. And I can't answer that fully. I really wouldn't know. I've had my tanks. Which tank? That 75-gallon tank, I've probably had it for a few years now. There's no reason to reseal it. I have never had the need to. I really don't know. That's a really good question. I don't have a good answer for you, bro. Sorry. Let me move on. Somebody's getting blocked by the bot. Philly, you're on timeout. Why? I don't know, but you're on timeout. Darlene says lots of spam. I know I'm busy to being on a date chatting site. I'm too busy to being on a date chatting site. Sorry for the spam. I think I got 2 moderators in here. Hopefully they take care of that and get rid of it. My man Wee Chong is here. Wee Chong is here from Singapore, is in the building. Thank you, Wee Chong. Appreciate you. Scuba Steve keeps imbunas. Sometimes the imbuna fight and scare the peacocks and haps on one side of the tank because imbunas are typically more aggressive than the peas and haps. That's one of the reasons why you don't want to mix them. St. Lucia's in the building. Baldwin Paul is here from St. Lucia. Baldwin Paul, my honeymoon was in St. Lucia. Beautiful, beautiful country. I love it. Thank you, bro, for being here. Bishop has 485 points. Let's go. Kevin's Aquatics says you only reseal when it leaks. Okay. Pistachio says you can join using the $ at the bottom. That's what I did. Really? I didn't know that, Pistachio. That's cool to know. Good to know. Good information. Who that? Ryan says who that? Steve-O is here. Welcome, Steve-O. Steve-O's in the building. Tony says, how are the Frontosos doing in the 210 with the peacocks and haps? They're doing absolutely great. All of them, the 3 of them are growing. There's one on the left side. Well, now he's kind of in the middle, top middle. Second one's in the bottom middle. And the third one's probably off to the right, all the way on the right-hand side. They're all doing great. I think one of them has a really good hump. It's only one. The other 2 haven't really grown the hump yet. I really don't know. Somebody school me right now. I'm not sure if it's only the males that grow the hump or if females don't. So I don't even know if I've never vented those Frontosas. I've just never had any problems with them. So I said, let me just leave them alone. So I never bothered to check. But if you guys know, let me know. Steve-O says, you're the reason I bought a blood parrot. Thank you. Glad you're enjoying your blood parrot, bro. Crown says, sir, do you have a ratio of males per species? No, there are no known females in my tank. I know I just said I don't know if the Frontosas are female, but there are no known females in my tank. If I were to ever find out that one of those Frontosas were female, I would remove them because I don't want any females in my tank. Jeff Thomas says, there is no per gallon per fish with Africans or most fish. That's very true. That's why with African cichlids, the priority with African cichlids is overstocking to reduce aggression. There is no like how many fish per gallon. You want to overstock it so that their aggression is spread to all the fish and not focused on one or another. That's why you overstock. What's the oldest fish you have? Probably there's an OB in that African cichlid tank, a red one. His name is Camo. Is that him on the top? No, that's not him on the top. There's a red OB. His name is Camo. He's one of the oldest. Gordo, the blood parrot, is one of the oldest. And there's another OB in there. I forget which one. I think there's an OB Red Empress. I think that guy right there in the middle. Maybe, possibly. If not, there's another one. Hard to remember, though, because throughout the years, you know, I'm not going to sit here and say that I've never lost fish. I lose fish. I get new fish. But some of the OGs are still with me, thankfully. But it's part of the hobby, guys. It's part of the process. Ontario says, I got 30 fry in my 20 long. I'm going to need to upgrade soon. Yeah, definitely. They're good now as fry. They're fine in there as fry. But when they get bigger, they'll start nipping at each other, and you'll eventually need to upgrade. Dan says the Star Sapphire is fire. Thank you, bro. There's one right there in the middle. I got two. I think there's 2 Star Sapphires in there, and they both just recently started to chip up. So I'm super excited that they started to chip up. They've been with me for a really long time, and I was actually a little bit concerned for a while that they weren't gonna chip up because they were growing in size. But I'm like, what's up with these guys? But thankfully they're chipping up now and looking great. Bishop says, I get sad when I lose one of my boys. We all do, bro. We all do. Trust me. It's part of the hobby. It happens to the best of us. Beta Aquatics says, love the tank. What do you feed them and water care requirements? My African cichlids get mostly Norfin cichlid food. I feed the veggie formula and the regular formula. I don't feed the krill anymore because I've found that the krill formula tends to float at the top and they don't really like eating the stuff at the top. They're really used to going down to the bottom of the substrate and eating from the substrate. So I feed those 2 formulas, but I also mix in a bunch of supplements to my food, which I won't get into right now. Real quick, it's Vitachem, Nourish from Seachem, Garlic Guard, and what's the 4th one? Zooplankton. Zooplankton, Garlic Guard, Nourish, and Vitachem. I use those supplements in their food. Probably now I probably do it like twice a week, and that's what helps them grow, keep their color, and they do great with it. I have a whole video on that too. You can search KaveMan Fish Food, and you'll be able to find that. Not now. Hang out with me right now. Do it after the stream. What's the name of the yellow and blue marble cichlids? That's Clark's mini fish room. So I have a few of them. That yellow and blue right there in the middle, that's an OB Lawanda. Then I have another yellow and blue that's a OB, I believe it's a Borley or a Benji, OB Benji. Then there's another, this yellow and blue that just swam right in front. He's kind of right next to the darker yellow and blue. That was a rescue fish that I rescued not too long ago. I have no idea what he is. So, but I think there's a total of 3 yellow and blue guys in there. That's one of my favorite patterns. If you guys notice the logo of the channel that we're working with here. Oh, I don't even have the logo there. Let me see. Is it here? Bang. Yellow and blue are one of my favorite colors, if you guys didn't know. Let me get that out of there. I don't know why it's not there. But anyway. Do I have any convicts? Adam says, no, I don't have any convicts. Nathan says, wish we got those in Australia. Sorry, bro. Beta says, Kev, sir, do you like albino cichlids? Yeah, I do. In the past, I had some albino cichlids. I think I have an albino in there right now, too. I have a platinum albino in there. He's kind of a small guy. He's in there somewhere. But yeah, I like albinos for sure. Jeff Thompson, boosting his acrylic tank 100%. Why? Simple, will never leak or break. Acrylic tanks are much stronger. That's absolutely true. But one caveat that Jeff never likes to mention is that acrylic tanks are more expensive too. But of course, with everything, you get what you pay for, right, Jeff? So, makes sense. That guy Mike says, Kev, you ever feed your fish smaller feeder fish or feeder shrimp? No, I do not feed my fish live fish. I do not do that for multiple reasons. I don't want my fish to get used to eating fish, number one. I don't want to potentially introduce disease. If those feeder fish have disease, you're feeding that disease to your fish, so I don't do that either. The farthest I ever get with feeding real live food is probably some worms. I give them some, not bloodworms either. I don't feed bloodworms. I feed blackworms, and they love the blackworms. That's the farthest I go with food, with live food. I see you, Bishop. My man Bishop came through with the $5. Kev, can you quickly walk through moving from an established tank to a larger tank? Simplest steps. The simplest way to move to a larger tank from an established tank is to take whatever filter you had on that established tank and put it on the larger tank. Period. That's it. That's all you got to do. I don't mean just the filter media. I mean, take the whole entire filter, put it on the new tank. You're going to bring all that bacteria with you, and the larger tank is going to be cycled immediately. Again, I mentioned this earlier. If the bioload in your larger tank is bigger than the bioload that was in your smaller tank, your bacteria is going to need to reproduce and grow a little bit more. But they're going to do that really quickly. Adding some stability is going to help them as well. If you're moving the same amount of fish from the smaller tank to the larger tank, and you move that filter to the larger tank, your tank is going to be cycled immediately. You're not even going to have to worry about it because you already have the bacteria that can handle that bioload. Granted, yes, you're not bringing all the bacteria over because some of it is also in that tank, the smaller tank, but the majority of it is in the filter and in that bacteria. You'll be fine. What's good, Alexander Feliciano? Alexander Feliciano, welcome, bro. What's good? I just looked over and saw that right there. Jeff Thomas says, true, but after buying a second glass tank and replacing any home damage and replacing stock and possibly divorce fees, acrylic is way cheaper. Touche, Jeff Thompson. Touche to the mad scientists. Can't argue with that one. Cannot argue with that one. You're welcome, Bishop. No problem. Trucking Fish Lover says, hey, Kev, how do I get my fire eel to eat other food because all he's eating is ghost shrimp? I don't keep fire eel, bro, and I don't know what they even eat, so I can't really help you there. Sorry, bro. Beta Aquatics says, Kev, sir, do you use root tabs or liquid ferts for the plants? I do use root tabs. I use the Chem root tabs. I've been putting them in like crazy in the discus tank. I probably got like 5 of them around each one. But the problem is, as much as the root tabs can help with the plants, because those severums are eating the plants, they're also pulling on them and uprooting them. So they take them out of the sand, and I do have some weights wrapped around the roots to keep them down, But sometimes those weights get loose and get free, and then I'll find the plant hanging, floating at the top of the tank. So the root tabs aren't helping anything when they're at the top. And then I gotta find the time to go in there shoulder deep and bury the plant back in there. You know, if it's not water change time, if it's in the middle of the week, then I gotta go in and put the plant back in the substrate. If it's close to water change day, I'll just wait to do my water change and then put the plant back. But yes, root tabs. Seachem has great root tabs. Tony D. Tony D says, you are the best, and I got into the hobby because of watching you, brother. Learn a lot from you, and it's great. Love it. Greets from Serbia, and keep up the great work. Thank you, Tony D. Thank you for being here all the way from Serbia, watching with us. Thank you, bro. Beta Aquatics says, try Hikari Vibrobites for fire eels. Vibrobites are really good, too. I do sometimes feed the discus Vibrobites, and they like it, too. Dr. Genovina O'Neill, hello. How many red parrot cichlids can you put into 100-gallon? That's a great question. You don't want to overstock your blood parrots. You can put a lot of them in 100-gallon. It just depends on how much your filtration is. If you can overfiltrate that 100-gallon, you could have more than a few. I can't give you a good number because it really depends on how big your blood parrots are getting. You know, if they're young and they're small, you could have more than if they're big and adult size. You know what I mean? And sometimes blood parrots can get aggressive with each other. You know, if they form a pair and the two of them start beating up on everybody else, that could be a problem too. So it's hard to say. Peggy says, hello, everybody. Hope you're having a good night. Hi, Peggy. Thank you for being here. Adam was talking about The Handmaid's Tale. I've never watched it, bro. I can't tell you on that one. Wee Chong says, thank you for introducing Seachem. I'm happy with it. I'm glad to hear it, Wee Chong. Glad I could help you with that. Dr. Genovina O'Neill says, thank you for saying my name right. I just winged it, and I'm glad I got it right. Dr. Genovina. I'm glad I got it right, too. Thank you. Deborah says, do you have to buy a filter for a small beginner tank? Yes. Every tank needs a filter. Even if it's just a sponge filter, you could buy a $5 or a $10 sponge filter in a beginner tank, and that could be enough depending on how many fish you have in the tank. A sponge filter is going to get the job done just as well as an HOB, as good as a canister. It does what it needs to do. The issue is your bioload. If it can handle your bioload, meaning how much fish you have in the tank, a sponge filter is going to do just fine. And it's not going to break the bank either. Anthony says, I have never used a canister for big tanks. I would think you'd be okay, but also just depends on the amount of fish you have in the tank. That's true. I don't know what the question was. Let me see. That was to Austin. Oh, Austin, would a 407 and FS6 be enough for a 125? Yes. Yes, that will be enough. But it also, like Anthony says, it depends on your bioload. You can't just answer that question with a yes or a no. Because if you got, 100 African cichlids in there, it might not be enough. So it depends on your bioload. But in general, yes, a 407 and an FX6 is going to be enough for a 125. And I say that because this discus tank that we're looking at right now is 150 gallons. And I only have one FX6 on this tank. And one FX6 is capable of handling this bioload with this many fish. And as you can see, my water stays crystal clear, no problems, and it's only one FX6. So take that information as you will. Jerry says, what's your pH in what tank? In the discus tank, my pH is probably 7.1, 7.2, which is my source water pH. I don't mess with the pH at all. That's one of the other things that come with discus. I forgot to mention that early on when I talked about it. That's another thing that I don't really concern myself with is the pH. A lot of people talk about the discus need really low pH. I found that they don't. My guys are growing, they're eating, they're doing well with my source water pH, which is 7.1, 7.2. In the African cichlid tank, my pH is at 8.0. I use Seachem's Malawi buffer and Seachem's cichlid lake salt to raise the pH and keep the water hard for the African cichlids. Very, very beneficial to keep your African cichlids in the correct pH that they require. I'll leave it at that. Jerry says for the African tank. Okay, I answered you. Answered that. Freddie says, how often do you feed your fish? I feed the African cichlids 1 time per day, and I try to feed the discus twice a day. I try. Sometimes I fail because I want the discus to grow a little bit more faster. But at the same time, I'm trying to stay aware of the nitrate levels. I don't want to feed too much and then cause the nitrate levels to get too high before my weekly water change. So it's kind of a give and take type of thing. You know what I mean? But once a day typically is enough for your fish in general. 1999 just came in from my man King Real. Thank you, bro, for the 1999. I got into this hobby because of you, brother. 22-year Army veteran. Let's go. And this hobby helps greatly with my PTSD. I agree with that. I currently have a 50-gallon with a variety of cichlids. Thank you for your service and all you do. King Real, thank you for your service, bro. And I'm glad to hear that your aquarium is helping you with your PTSD. I know all about PTSD. I suffer from it a little bit myself. So I know what you mean when you talk about your aquariums help with that. Definitely does. Thank you for that super chat, bro. Appreciate you and appreciate your service. Thank you, man. King Real. I like that. Made me feel good, bro. I like that. Peggy says, what happened? No sound, no picture. Uh-oh. What's going on? Does anybody agree with Peggy? Or is Peggy just having some problems? Better Aquatic says, Kev, sir, do you make the background in the tank? No, I do not make them. I get all my backgrounds from aquariumbackgrounds.com. Check out aquariumbackgrounds.com, and you can use my code KaveMan10 for a 10% discount if you decide to buy a background. They got super cool backgrounds there. Check them out. aquariumbackgrounds.com. Okay, everybody else still hears me. And everybody else says they can hear me and see me. Good. Thank you. Peggy, I don't know what's going on, but you might have some connection issues. Okay, good, good. Great. Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys. I see Kevin Smith. Good evening. I have a 30-gallon, and it keeps getting dirty in like a week. Do I need a bigger filter? That's possible. What size filter do you have there, and what kind of fish do you have in the 30-gallon? Very possible that you probably need a bigger filter, but there could be other reasons as well why it's getting dirty. If you're a beginner, you might be overfeeding. That's very typical of beginners, so that could be it. But upgrading your filter will probably help that as well. Thomas says aqua decor. That's correct. Thomas knows what's up. Shitbob, how often are you feeding? I just answered that, Shitbob. Once a day for the Africans, and I try twice a day for the discus. Anthony says, hurry up, Caveman. I got to do water change on my 4OB Planet tanks. Oh, well, let's see. Oh, boy. I didn't even realize, guys. It's 8 o'clock. Okay. All right. It's time, guys. If I didn't get to your question, I'm super sorry that I didn't get there, but time flies when you're having fun. I didn't even realize it was 8 o'clock already, guys, but it's 8 o'clock, and some guys are here because they want to do this giveaway. We're about to get into the giveaway right now, so stay here, hang out. Let's do it. Let's do it. What do we want to see while we're doing this? Not just my mug. Let's do it this way. All right, here we go, guys. We're going to start the giveaway. Oh, what are we giving away? Since it's getting kind of chilly, at least here in New York, I figure it's hoodie season. So we're going to give away a Caveman hoodie tonight for one lucky winner. Let's do it. I'm going to start it right now, guys. Give me a second. I got to click a few things. Don't go anywhere, anybody. I don't know what that means. Oh, got to hide that. That's why that happened. Let's go with the giveaway. I'm going to get it started right here, guys. Hang out. We're about to do it. Boom. I got to click that. Here it is. Start the giveaway. The giveaway will begin once you purchase the prize. All right, let's purchase. Boom. Another window pops up over here all the time. I got this down packed. I know how to do this now. I got it. I got it under control. First thing I gotta do is buy it. Once this loads, preferred, boom, boom, bank is there. Backup visa, review order. One more step. Finishing the paying. See, did that work? Payment is successfully verified. Your giveaway has started. Let's see if Streamlabs puts it. There it is. You guys look at the Streamlabs bot. Says official hoodie raffle has started for viewers. How you enter, guys? You're gonna type !raffle space the number of tickets that you want. Each ticket costs 100 points. 100 points for each ticket. So you could buy as many tickets as you want. Actually, I take that back. I think there's a cap. I think you could buy at maximum 10 tickets if you want. But buy as many tickets as you want with your points. I will confirm that you're entered here into the giveaway, and we'll give it a little while for everybody to enter. So there's other ways to get tickets too, right? If you just subscribed, you get a free ticket. If you join the membership while we were here on the chat, you get a free ticket. And other ways too. I forgot all the other ways to get free tickets. And the reason why I say that is because my man Bishop just got in with 7 tickets. Let's go. That guy Mike is in with 4 tickets. All right, time to enter the raffle, guys. Let's go. We're giving away a KaveMan hoodie. Let's do it. My man Tristan just subscribed. I like that. Getting his points too. Yes, guys, let's do it this way. That's what I should be showing you guys, is this. Not the membership. I did that already. The points, right? So you get points for any of these actions. And the more points you get, you could buy more tickets. And the more tickets you got in the raffle, more likely, more chances for you to win the KaveMan hoodie. Let's do it. Oh, man. 8 o'clock just came and went, guys. That was fast. Let's see who else is entering in here. It's like waiting for a new fish. I like that. Clark says, thanks for the show, KaveMan. I'm off to bed. It's 1 a.m. here. Clark, thank you for coming, bro. Appreciate you. Thank you for being here and watching. Blake says, better late than never, just got home. You're absolutely right, Blake. It's always better late than never to get here, bro. How much for the hoodie? It's free, Blake. You just gotta, you enter the raffle with your points. Hopefully this isn't your first stream and you have points from your last stream. But the way you accumulate points is by being here on the stream and doing all these things right here that I'm showing you. That's how you get your points. So I don't see a lot of entries here. I only see 3 people here that have entered. S Bishop, that guy Mike, and Philly JDM is in. I see other people trying to join, but maybe you don't have enough points. Jeff Thompson definitely has enough points. So he put exclamation point raffle 5. Let me see what got you in here. It did not get you in here yet. Scuba Steve just jumped in with one ticket. Jeff Thompson is in with 3 tickets. Yes, it worked. It didn't work for 5, but it worked for 3. Maybe you don't have enough points, Jeff. Let's see. If you want to check your points, you got to do exclamation point and the word points, and you'll see how many points you got. And the hoodie costs 100 points per ticket. So I'm going to give it like 5 minutes, guys, maybe a little bit less, to let everybody get into the raffle. And then we're going to pick a winner. Chicken dinner. Jeffrey Watts is in the building. What's up, Jeffrey? Ryan says, thank you. You're part of the reason I jumped back in. Thanks again. My pleasure, Ryan. Glad that you're back in the hobby, bro. Let's go. Pistachio just got 3 tickets. Adam, you got 100 points, so you could buy 1 ticket if you want. Blake says, got to get some more points. I burned mine last live stream. Yep. That's what you got to do. So you got to be here for the stream and get those points. Also, I want to do some more cooler giveaways, like products and stuff like that. So if you don't win this raffle, don't worry about it. Like I said, your points are accumulating and they roll over to the next stream for the next giveaway. And every week I'm going to try to have something different, something cool. Jew Bin Laden says, you influenced me into getting into the hobby. Thank you. I appreciate that, Jew. Thank you for being here. I'm glad I could help you get in, bro. Adam says, no, I'm saving mine till after Christmas. Saving the points? Okay. Miguel says, big shouts out to Trinidad. Trinidad is in the building. Welcome, Miguel. Everybody checking their points. Let's see how much time we got left. Okay, I got 8:04 on my watch. And I'm going to give it 2 more minutes. I'm going to give it to 8:06, guys. 2 more minutes and we're going to close it down. Let me tell you who's in right now. I got S Bishop with 7 points. 7 tickets, excuse me. That guy Mike has 4 tickets. Philly has 1 ticket. Frank Taylor's got 3 tickets. Scuba Steve has a ticket. Jeff Thompson is in with 3 tickets. Pistachio is in with 3 tickets. And Jay Speedy is in with 4 tickets. Those are the guys. Pistachio, yes, you are in the raffle. You got 3 tickets. I see you. Those are everybody that has entered into the raffle with their tickets. If everybody else, I see Mark. Mark says, good night, KaveMan family. It's 1:04 here and got to work in the morning. Thank you for staying up with me late, Mark. I appreciate you. Everybody's checking their points now. Spamming their points. Scuba C from the Xbox. I don't know what that means. The chat is rolling so fast I can't even read. I can't stay up to date with it. Oh, I like that, Streamlabs. Want to show your support. Merch is the way to go. I like that. Some people have 0 points. Just bought an Eheim filter. I feel like I can sit on the adult table now. Congratulations on the new filter. Oh, Adam plays with Scuba Steve on the Xbox. That's cool. Okay, guys, it's 8:06. I'm shutting it down. I'm shutting it down. I'm shutting it down right now. We're going to, let me expand this so I can see what I'm doing. Actually, let me do this first. Let me do this first. Come on. Come on, computer. Work with me here. All right. Here we go. Expand this window. All right, I'm closing entries right now. Boom, entries are closed. And now we're going to pick a winner, guys. Here we go. Here we go. Good luck to everybody. I'm going to click one button and we're going to get a winner. Boom. The winner is S. Bishop 102701 is the winner. Congratulations, bro. Let me go over here. Let me do it. Boom. Congratulations to S. Bishop. Won the hoodie. He got the hoodie. S. Bishop. Congratulations, bro. I'm glad you won it. If you're here, you got to click that link, bro. Find that Streamlabs congratulations comment right here and click the link so you can redeem it. You got to be here, Bishop. I hope you didn't leave. I don't see you in the chat. Drum roll. Yeah. Oh, you're here. I see you, Bishop. I see you. Bishop, let me know that you have clicked that link so I know that you redeemed the prize. You must be here to redeem the prize. How do I get a ticket? Daniel, you got to first accumulate your points by being here in the stream, by all these methods right here up on your screen. And when you get enough points, then you can buy tickets for the raffle. But it ended and I already picked the winner. But I don't see. There's Bishop. Bishop is here. Good. Congratulations, bro. Glad you're here. Do you see the link that you need to click, Bishop? Scroll up, Bishop. Scroll up. It already posted it a little bit higher. Look for the Streamlabs post. It says we have a winner. Congrats to Bishop. Click this link to receive your official hoodie. Let me see if I could copy the link. Will it let me copy? Copy link address. Okay. My computer's moving really, really slow right now. Okay, I copied it. I think. Let me go down to the bottom and try to post it right here. But my computer is lagging. I'm going to do my best. In case you haven't, I'm going to paste it right here. Paste. Oh, that's a huge... Nope. It's not going to let me paste that link because it's huge and it's too many characters, so it won't let me do it. Somebody was able to do it before on a different stream. They were able to copy and paste it. But scroll up and you'll see it, bro. Let me know if you clicked it. Adam says, I feel like he's a pretty cool cat. Who's that? Jude, thank you, Jude, for being here, bro. Appreciate you. So Bishop, let me know. I gotta confirm that you clicked that link. So I know. Got it. Bishop got it. All right, guys. Guys, congratulations to Bishop for winning the hoodie. Next public live stream that I do, I will have some other cool product or piece of merch or something cool to give away for you guys because I appreciate all you guys. Thank you for being here with me tonight. Hope you guys found it helpful. Hope you guys had a good time. Enjoy your Friday night. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Have a beer on me. Have a sip of some wine. I'm about to relax mode right now after this. Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate you all. Peace out. By the way, sorry, I forgot. Tomorrow morning is a brand new video dropping tomorrow, 9:30 Eastern time. Make sure you check it out. Don't miss it. It's going to be really cool. All right? Peace.